Sister of the crew is yours truly, Snorted. Dude, right now, but get into trial full of costumes and on Halloween for a GA rapper released 906 days later. Originally to this be down in the description. For 10% off on the merch store, snortgang.shop. Use code Miss Love to get 10% off. That motherfucker wasted everybody time. Yup.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Last nigga tried me, almost got popped in.
I could say this, some stars were birthed throughout the whole trial. Well, some stars was birthed throughout the trial. Yeah. So we do gotta give her that. Like, she brought it to the light. We would have never know who the fuck Woody was. He was a street nigga, like real deal.
Ask the cops, ask the detectives, they know all the business.
Was in Buckhead Monday night as police arrested the rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams.
Today, a judge held an initial hearing on the charges this morning. This is video from court of Young Thug in a blue jumpsuit. The rapper and 28 other defendants charged in a 56-count indictment alleging street gang act.
Wait, nigga in chat saying 700 days, 2 years? I thought he was able to go home today. Well, yesterday, technically. That 15 years of probation is set up. They ain't say nothing about no drug restrictions, so he probably smoke some little weed, probably get his whole mix back, or stay sober. Who fucking knows? Anyway, you know, lean on to that a little bit. Time with his kids. And he can go to some countries. I heard he still keep his passport. Hell yeah.
Full of shit, and y'all keep trying to drag me in, yo, to bring up bullshit that y'all know I don't say it.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel.
Do you know someone by the name of Yak?
Yes.
How long?
I got a question.
Do you need to talk to your lawyer?
No, I'm just trying to see. I ain't supposed to say that or something. Well,
Don't worry about it. Just move on to the next question.
all right.
I take full responsibility for, you know, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, you know. My managers, my kids that's not here.
It took 906 days for Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, to come to an agreement with the state. Now my goal here for this video is trying my best to break down this 2.5-year trial. Check out some key moments, see the terms Young Thug had agreed to, check out a witness who turned into a star, and even a rapper who became enemies with other rappers in the process. But now, the honcho himself finally breaks his silence. So the fact that we got a lot to talk about, let's not waste too much time on this intro. Before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no aim, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. May 9th, 2022, a day Young Thug will remember for the rest of his life. And on November 1st, 2024, Young Thug will wake up the first day outside those cages. After years of fighting for his freedom, and millions lost and even spent on attorney fees, Young Thug walk away a free man, or did he? In a case where Young Thug was one of 28 defendants indicted in 2022, by the time jury selection was made in 2023, that number was cut into half, until 14 defendants. As the Atlanta native was arrested in front of his home, he would soon realize he would be indicted on RICO charges, even having a murder as a count in the demise of Donovan Thomas, aka Big Nut. Now one of the 28 defendants, some would say, started a friction in the rap game, having various artists diss him as he walks out after agreeing to a plea agreement. Sergio Kitchen, aka Gunna. That plea was signed December 15, 2022. He was released just 7 months after incarceration, but this broke Young Thug according to his sister, especially knowing that the state played dirty games allowing Gunna plea agreement to be recorded in the news.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped.
That's a huge no-no when
First of all, I was breaking in the stove, so I'm always getting...
There's two lawyers right there. He right there, and there's a lady next to him, on the left side of him.
Right now, let the record reflect.
All right. It'll say reflect.
Do you know someone named Shannon?
Yes.
And do you call him Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you call him anything else or just Shannon?
I think I just say Shannon.
All right.
I don't know.
How long have you known Shannon?
I don't remember. I don't remember when I met him.
Is it longer than you've known Quay, the two Quays?
No.
Shorter than that?
Yeah.
And what is your relationship like, if any, with him?
Now?
Let's talk about before now.
Oh, we were cool.
Are you still cool now?
I don't know him right now. He been locked up for a couple of years. What, I ain't supposed to say that?
Disregard that.
And just listen to the question that I ask you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you know someone by the name of Yak?
Yes.
How long?
I got a question.
Do you need to talk to your lawyer?
No, I'm just trying to see. I ain't supposed to say that or something. Well,
Don't worry about it. Just move on to the next question.
all right.
How long have you known Yak?
What are you
I don't
doing?
remember when I met him.
Just a week later, the trial was left with 3 defendants. And on October 31st, 2024, Halloween, Young Thug would accept a plea agreement. Young Thug accepting a 20-year sentence with 5 years commuted and 15 years on probation. Young Thug will be walking home, technically a free man, with requests of still making music with Gunna. He's not allowed to be in Atlanta unless it's a funeral, graduation of a close family member. Check out what Young Thug, his lawyer, and the judge had to say.
Mr. Williams can associate, and this was agreed to previously, with people who are convicted felon or alleged gang members solely for lawful purpose of making music.
All right, I see Ms. Love shaking her head, and I think it's fair to establish that until the entirety of the negotiations were agreed to, it was all up in the air.
Sure.
That may have been something y'all had already hammered out, but it's not anything they're bound to.
Absolutely.
Fair. Okay.
I agree with that. Mr. Williams can have no contact with any of the supposed victims, and there was an Exhibit A attached to the state's proposed plea agreement, negotiated plea agreement that was sent to you, so we adopt that Exhibit A, but we can give it to the court if you need those names. And Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together. Your Honor, any other conditions that this honorable...
First song, it don't even matter what they say. They can give us the Pootie Tang version too. Yep.
Pootie don't need no words, don't even need no music.
Court deems appropriate. I want to thank the court for all your time. Always, I want to thank Ms. Percival for everything she has done. I want to thank Mr. Williams for allowing me to stand with him. And I really never thought we would be here, but this is his decision. I want to thank the Honorable Keith Adams, who may want to speak, Your Honor, but I can never imagine a better lawyer than Keith Adams.
Mr. Adams, do you want to add anything to the record?
Your Honor, I don't know that there's really much to add. Mr. Steele has represented to the court, I think fully and thoroughly, the breadth of our knowledge of the case, Mr. Williams's background. I think the court has not just heard it from Mr. Steele, but has had the opportunity to sit here and hear some of the evidence and kind of get a feel. You've had a chance also to observe Mr. Williams and then get a feel for him, his background, and so forth. You know, the only thing I can say about Mr. Williams that hasn't been said is that
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah.
he comes from an area. You might have heard throughout the course of the trial that there was an album, a concert tour. We came from nothing. And that is true. Mr. Williams came from, you know, I hate to use the word abject poverty, but that really is the case. Came from an area where there was a significant amount of crime, where, as you've heard, he's had tragedy in his life and has observed tragedy in his life, and he has gone through a good bit. He has been involved in a lot, but he has raised himself up. He has done the best he could and has done phenomenally well, and is, I think, an inspiration to a lot of people from that community who look to him and see the success that he has gained, and have been fully supportive of him. But he finds himself here, the same.
My mom got 11 kids.
Mr. Williams, is there anything that you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, you know, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, you know. My managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just, like, you know, having so much time investing into this, you know. And I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart, you know. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, you know, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height, because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad, and it could, you know, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a, you know, bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. You know, I come from nothing and I've made something, and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that nigga ready to come home. You hearing all the words? He using strong, apologetic words. You know, the bar was crazy. And he up there freestyling, I could tell.
Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me, because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides, you know. I'm sorry to the sheriff, you know, everybody, for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, you know, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, you know, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late, and maybe it was because I was, you know, probably on drugs or anything, I don't know, but I have came to my senses and I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy, you know. I don't mind doing stuff like, you know, like free shows, and I always did that, you know. I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. You know, I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did like 2 or 3 shows that made like $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, you know, I do things, like I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody else.
And on them streets too, nigga. Yeah. He worked hard for that. He worked hard for that. He put some more more of that shit back on. Yeah, shout out to him.
I did from
the
my
streets
side.
was eating good. Thug was eating good. The streets was eating good. Yep.
You know, but I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. It's just, I'm older, I'm grown now, and it's just like, I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like, I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. I mean, it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. And having come up from where you came up from and living in and around that, that gangs are damaging to our community. And it may be that a whole lot of rap music and the rap industry is, I mean, honestly, it sounds like a modern day version of kind of WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that that's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with rap. But whether it is fake or not,
She don't like the rap.
it has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think, this is cool, this is what I want to do, look at him, he's a millionaire, I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison. And those are, by far the most likely outcomes. And,
I mean, she gotta stop acting like people don't have a mind of their own.
them with count one, backloaded. So the total sentence, but years to serve. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count two, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count one, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry. That is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count one, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation, if you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence. But I'm also...
At first she was losing me, and then I'm gonna explain to what it means. I'm like, all right, she got me. It's a player deal. It's a player deal because he had the weight of the world on his shoulders for real. He get to come home free and still be able to do his job how he does it. Young Thug wasn't even a poster for real. He might go on his times where he posts his stories and shit, but shit, he ain't got to do all that no more.
They're going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 57, 20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve. That is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56. Served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served. You are to remain on reporting status for the first half of your probation, active reporting for the first 7.5 years of your probation, and that is pursuant to OCGA 17-10-1, subsection 2, A2A.
Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You had enough time to talk with your attorneys?
Yes.
Okay. All right, special conditions of your probation. After 48 hours from your release, you are to stay away from the metro Atlanta area, and that's defined by the U.S. Census Bureau. It may change, but you can look that up anytime to figure out what that is. For the first 10 years of your probation, subject to the following exceptions. You are permitted to be in the metro Atlanta area to attend any wedding, funeral, or graduation from high school, college, or graduate school of any of your immediate family members.
Right.
And immediate family members is defined the same way that you all were contemplating it when you were negotiating. You can get here up to 24 hours prior to any such event, and you need to leave within 48 hours after any such event. In addition,
that's crazy. Like, how can they really control? You cannot go. That's how powerful they feel like Young Thug is. That's really telling me a lot, for real. That means he got shit on a lot. What Slime say goes for real. Nigga, you gotta be in Lithonia. Let me do some research. U.S. Census Bureaus of Maps.
Flights from Indianapolis.
I was on some bullshit talking about Lithonia. But hold on. Let me just... You know what? He might gotta be on some goddamn... Anything outside of 285 you can fuck with. 285 big as hell. Nah, you gotta get a free concert. I don't think she said it yet.
during each year of your probation, I'm going to require that you come to the metro Atlanta area and make a live anti-gang and anti-gun violence presentation 4 times a year, each year of your probation, at a grade school, a middle school, a boys or girls club, anything like that, that type of group. And if you want to, that presentation can include a benefit concert, and these presentations may count towards your required community service hours, which I'm going to impose, that during each year of your probation, you perform 100 hours of community service.
Hey, what ain't turned this boy into PBS Kids? Disney Bop. What's the Kids Bops? Turn this nigga straight to Kids Bops.
You are, and this is required by the fact that there's a gang conviction. You shall not knowingly have contact of any kind or character with any other member or associate of any criminal street gang. Exception to that, if your brother is a member of any street gang, I hope you talk him into getting out of it. Quantavious Greer, and then also Sergio Kitchens, as long as you are contractually obligated to him. That is going to include anybody who is named in this indictment, except as absolutely necessary to conduct the lawful business of your musical career, and to any extent that the state is not agreeing to the exception for Mr. Kitchens. In the event
that motherfucker did say, I see math problems.
That part is not enforceable because it is only a portion of a special condition. Going to provide that that be severable from the rest of this, and I'll put some case cites in the Senate sheet for that. You are in no way to promote any criminal street gang or any criminal street gang activity, including on any social media platform. You are not to utilize any hand signs, terminology, or language that promotes any criminal street gang. You are not to participate in any criminal street gang activity. You are not to knowingly...
They fucking with a rapper. Young Thug, rapper. Best rapper. Nah, I can't say that. Great rapper. Phenomenal rapper. Phenomenal artist. Phenomenal songwriter. I'm saying all that. Here's my point. This nigga can make a whole new language up on y'all ass. Y'all would not even know. And by the time y'all decipher that one, let me tell you what he gonna do. He gonna drop volume 2 on y'all ass. He gonna switch up the whole script. Some new shit. Damn, he can't call himself Slime no more. Damn.
Engage in any contact with any of the victims that are listed in this indictment or with any of their family members. And you may not have in your possession or with arm's reach any kind of a firearm because you're going to be a convicted felon. And that is, except I know that you have security and you need security. You can be within arm's reach of a firearm that is in the possession of either licensed law enforcement or licensed security personnel that are in your security detail or anybody that you're performing with. You are to submit to random drug screens and not
I'll take that weed shit back.
use any drugs unless they are prescribed for you by a licensed physician. You are to execute a Fourth Amendment waiver that will permit the search of your person, residence, vehicles, and electronics for any firearms, any criminal street gang paraphernalia, or any illicit drugs. And as I mentioned with regard to one of the first of your co-defendants from this trial, at least since I've been involved, to plead guilty, our Uniform Superior Court rules instruct and provide that it is absolutely proper for a judge to grant leniency in sentencing when, quote, the interests of the public and the effective administration of criminal justice are served, unquote. And I think that this plea is in the interest of the public and in the interest of effective administration of justice. Have been trying to ensure that to the extent I can, this trial also abides by that. It's been challenging at certain times. I find your plea to be freely, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered with an understanding of the consequences, and I accept it as such. I also need to inform you that your attorneys were going to represent you through either the last day of this term of court or 30 days.
An area or Cleveland Avenue area for funeral or the other items.
Right.
Can you also consider, God forbid, there's a serious medical condition of a person that
in
is
his immediate family, certainly we can add that. And I also meant to mention, because I know you do travel all over in order to pursue your career, that it's permissible for your probation to be transferred to out of state, and that has to be done through probation, but that is fine with the court. And you may also keep your, nobody's mentioned it, but keep your passport and travel out of state and internationally to the extent that you need to do that for business purposes as well. All right, Mr. Body.
Yes, very briefly. Thank you.
What they must appropriate here. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
A trial that in return landed.
All right, bro. Young Thug's out of jail. He got a lot of restrictions. Honestly, when you sit 3 years on the place, I feel like a mind like his will have some clarity. Although life was at its lowest in his jail cell, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of moments where his mind was just getting clearer and clearer. And he got a game plan. He gonna figure something out. YNW still locked up though. I just feel like Young Thug is gonna prevail in this situation like he already did. He gonna come back and be dominant like he was. Especially, he tied into a lot of the top artists down there. I really feel like I had a better point than this, though. I just forgot it like a motherfucker. Anyway, Young Thug is free. It's your boy Snorm gone.